What if I told you that the secret to keeping your brain sharp, vibrant, and resilient as you age doesn't lie in some advanced psychological textbook, but right beneath your feet? In our fast-paced modern lives, we often separate physical health from mental performance. But the reality is deeply interconnected. What you do with your body affects your brain, and what you think with your brain also has a direct effect on the physiology of your body. It is a powerful, two-way street. Ever since science identified the brain as the central seat of consciousness, thought, and experience, researchers have known that experience can change the brain. To grow, adapt, and remain mentally sharp, the brain must continuously undergo structural changes to grow and be plastic. However, memory tends to decrease with age because our brains, much like the rest of our physical body, undergo functional changes over time. In fact, human memory peaks surprisingly early around the age of 30, and then begins a gradual decline. To understand this decline, it helps to distinguish between normal cognitive aging and severe pathology. Certain kinds of memory loss, such as occasionally forgetting where your car keys are a completely normal part of getting older. However, forgetting the fundamental fact that you even wear glasses points toward deeper cognitive impairment like dementia. While the exact physical triggers are complex, leading scientific candidates include the loss of the brain's ability to form new connections or to easily modulate the strength of connections between nerve cells, known as synaptic weights. Furthermore, when examining the brains of individuals diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease post-mortem, researchers find abnormal plaques and tangles that either act as the underlying causes of cell death or serve as the aftermath of cellular deterioration. Over time, brain shrinkage, inefficient cellular functioning, dying neurons, and transmitter problems all contribute to the memory hurdles we face as we age. Despite these challenges, there is immense hope, and one of the best things you can do to keep your brain alive and healthy is simply improving blood flow to the brain. Every single time you move your physical body, you are giving your brain what can best be described as a wonderful bubble bath of neurochemicals. These vital neurochemicals include dopamine, serotonin, noradrenaline, and endorphins. The best part is that you do not need to train like an extreme endurance athlete to reap these benefits. Even just 10 minutes of walking can start to provide immediate advantages in terms of decreasing anxiety and depression levels while promoting long-term health and longevity. A major mechanism behind this phenomenon is the secretion of a crucial signaling molecule called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This factor is manufactured right inside the brain, where it causes neurons to grow, improves structural plasticity, and strengthens dendrites. When physical exercise triggers the secretion of BDNF, it acts like a nurturing watering can of growth factors all up and down the hippocampus. This process stimulates the birth of shiny new hippocampal cells and enhances the performance of the prefrontal cortex. In the absence of mental and physical challenges, we often fail to reach our full cognitive potential. Therefore, a major current goal in health science is to find ways to stave off these cognitive losses by even a few years, which becomes increasingly vital as human life expectancy rises. When we look closer at how memories are stored, we find they are basically kept in little neurochemical packets within the brain. Because these packets can change, our memories can sometimes deceive us, but this also means our memory abilities can be actively improved through relatively simple strategies and techniques. Experts frequently recommend finding activities that you personally prefer, things that are mentally challenging but not overwhelmingly difficult. Whether it is solving crossword puzzles, learning new foreign languages, or playing musical instruments, the key is to try out different options, discover what works best for you, and stick with what is enjoyable. This brings us back to the extraordinary principle of brain plasticity, the concept that the brain possesses an exceptional capacity to modify its wiring based on the environment you place it in, including your physical environment. Are you walking regularly, running, or keeping your body physically active? These habits result in what can be called positive brain plasticity. Consider the physiological difference between a sedentary brain and the active brain of a runner. A runner's brain maintains higher baseline levels of dopamine and serotonin, which get an extra boost every single time they go for a run, significantly elevating their general mood state. Controlled laboratory studies have demonstrated that participants who engaged in regular cycling spin classes for 3 months achieved overall higher mood states, compared to those who spent that same duration playing video-based word games. Furthermore, the participants in the exercise group showed a much higher volume of growth factors coursing through their brains. The wonderful truth is that everything remains fluid with brain plasticity. Even if you have been entirely sedentary all your life, you can begin moving toward what can be described as a bigger, fatter, fluffier, and happier brain. Simple commitments to regular walking yield the exact same kinds of benefits: improved mood, reduced anxiety and depression levels, and sharper mental focus. Physical activity is ultimately the single most transformative thing you can do, not only for your physical body, but for your brain as well. Like and subscribe for more cognitive insights. Have a nice day!